Are you wasting a ton of money when it comes to your Cricut cutting mats? Are you losing that stick really fast when it comes to things like cardstock and fabric? Today I'm going to show you guys how to save some cash by cleaning these and making them brand new all over again. Hi, I'm Crystal. Welcome to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you don't miss any of our crafting tutorials. Today I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to clean your Cricut mats. Now we've actually done other videos on this. There's lots of different methods. So if you guys want to see even more ways to clean your mats, there's a few different products that I've actually used outside of these. So make sure you guys definitely check that one out. I'll have it linked up above. I'm going to show you guys a quick close-up of how dirty my mats are. So I have a purple one I need to clean. This is the strong grip mat, and then we have the light grip, which is the blue, and it is pretty nasty if you ask me. This one has been through the ringer, and you may even notice on the side it's kind of getting a little bit bent where it goes in there. But I have all sorts of different little pieces on here, and it really needs a deep cleaning. This is one of my favorite mats, is the blue one, so I do go through these quite a bit. So I'm going to be able to show both of these today with a few different methods. For today's video, I wanted to show you guys a few methods that are more gentle on your hands than when it comes to something like the Awesome Spray from the Dollar Tree. So when we first all started cleaning our Cricut mats, we were all using and recommending that Awesome Spray from the Dollar Tree. But the one thing that I noticed was it was really harsh on my hands. So I'm really not a big fan of that because there's so many different methods that you can actually use and you're going to accomplish the exact same results. Today I'm going to show you guys a few different ones that are just definitely more gentle on your hands, maybe a little bit more safer around the kiddos and things like that as well. So number one is going to be baby wipes. Love this one. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know I love to keep baby wipes in the craft room. You guys let me know in the comments below, what do you guys use your baby wipes for? I use mine for cleaning my hands, cleaning up glitter, glue, all sorts of different things, even paint. So sometimes when I'm painting my wood signs and all that, I can clean up around the edges. There's just so many different things that I actually use the baby wipes for inside of the craft room. So I always have these on hand. And so I actually chose the sensitive ones. There's ones that are just with water in a sense. So I thought that would be perfect for somebody that's looking for a more cleaner, more friendly on your hands, if you will, alternative. So for when it comes to the baby wipes, we're just gonna go ahead and get one out of here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out a baby wipe. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the blue mat here. And what you're just simply gonna do, you can just go and start yourself at one corner and work your way all the way around. You could definitely do like a circular motion to kind of get that starting to break up. So hopefully I'm going to bring this up and hope that you guys are going to be able to see that, and you guys can hopefully see the difference that there is some pieces of lint here and then not. Now whenever you go to clean these mats, one thing I want you to keep in mind, when you first start to do it, it's going to feel like you have lost the stick. So right here I can feel the stick, and right here no longer. Until this is completely dried back down, you will not have any stick. It'll come back, I promise you. You just want to be not super duper aggressive when you're rubbing. You just want to be nice and gentle and work that lint off. So like I said, you just want to work your way in a circular motion, or you can definitely just kind of work your way down the row and just kind of go from row to row. So whatever way works best for you, and it usually around probably 2 baby wipes will really be sufficient enough for me, and you may even accomplish it with one. So the circular motion I think does help a little bit more, kind of grab that and then just kind of brushing away. So like I said, I'm going to kind of bring this up and hope that you guys can see the difference between this area and that. So once again, this is not sticky at all, but once it completely dries back down, we'll get that stick back. And so I'll make sure I've got these dried down so I can show you guys that in a bit. All right, so that is method number one, simply baby wipes. Use whatever brand you want to. These are Pampers, Huggies. There is the generic brands. If you are wanting something a little bit more safer, environment friendly, if you will, when it comes to chemicals, I know there's things like the Honest brand, I think even like the 7th generation and stuff like that. So definitely feel free to get this as clean, or as, when I say clean, I mean like environment friendly with those chemicals, as well as safe around the kiddos and gentle on your hands. Number 2 is going to be disinfecting wipes, something from Lysol, Clorox. Now this one obviously is a little bit of a harsher chemical. It is bleach, but this is a good one to go over and clean these as well. And they're actually going to be just a little bit more effective than whenever it comes to a baby wipe. But a baby wipe, you are still accomplishing that, but you definitely got a little bit more of a grip, a little bit more of a rougher texture, if you will, when it comes to the Clorox wipes. But you can definitely get these once again that are made from like the 7th generation and different brands like that. So you can definitely find ones that are a little bit more safer, like I said, around kiddos and your hands and all that. But this one is still not aggressive, like if you were to use something like the Awesome Spray from the Dollar Tree. Now, if you guys have been using the Awesome Spray for a long time and you have not had any issues where you feel like your hands are just getting roughed up, let me know in the comments below. And also let me know, what is your favorite method whenever it comes to cleaning your Cricut mats? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a Clorox wipe now. So we'll go ahead and get this guy out of our way. And so with a Clorox wipe versus that baby wipe, like I said, I've got a few more. It's not super rough. It's just got almost more of a scrub brush, but not super harsh, if that makes sense. The texture of it is just a little bit more grippy, which is gonna grab those limp pieces. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna move, I'm gonna stick with the blue mat for this one. We are gonna go ahead and move to the opposite side of the mat. Now this one right here, you see that? This one's already dried down. This is that corner that you could see whenever it was wet, it was not sticky anymore. So now it's dry and we're back to sticky. And I really hope that you guys can pick up if that guy is clean versus like this corner here. So now let's start on this corner for the Clorox wipe. And so I'm gonna make sure I'm using the side that has that rougher texture, and we'll do the same thing. So you can definitely get in here with the circular motion. And once again, I feel like this one almost kind of breaks it up just a little bit quicker. I'm gonna see if you guys can hopefully pick up that junk that's kind of on the baby wipe there. And then same thing, you can either do, you know, streaks like this if you want to, or definitely stick in the circular motion. But I feel like this is going, I know it could just be me, but when it comes to a Clorox wipe, I feel like it goes 10 times faster. So what you can do is, what I usually have is like 2 blue, 2 green, 2 of each color. That way, whenever one's bad, I can switch it out and move to the other one, and then when I get a chance, I'll clean those and I'll have them ready, so we just swap them around. And that's just the way that I work, and I honestly don't have to buy Cricut mats. I do this all of the time, and these mats last me a very, very long time. And I mean, not even just like, I'm talking about years. You can really prolong the life of these. And what's the most harsh, like I said, on your mats is whenever you cut something like cardstock, it's leaving those little fibers from the paper, all those little cut pieces. Like here, you can see the little papers here. You can see a little fibers from the paper. Things like felt. Felt is really harsh, especially if you're using that with your pink mat or your purple mat. Felt material like fabrics and leather. Leather also has that one backing too that leaves those little pieces of strings and stuff. So there is a lot of different materials. I say the ones that are probably the most gentle on your mats is probably adhesive vinyl, and your HTV is going to be the most gentle on your mats, and they're going to make it last a very long time. Now, same thing, you're noticing that I have no stick here, so if you notice that, no stick, I have stick. So where it's wet, it will dry down here in just a minute. So I've got that. Hopefully you guys could see there. I'll bring that up too so you guys can see how clean this is, and then we'll wait again for this one to dry. So I'm gonna bring that up, so hopefully now you can see that corner. I'm really hoping the camera is doing justice here. And then we've got our dirty side there. So we're gonna let this side dry down. One way to speed this up is simply doing this. So if I'm in between and I need to quickly clean a mat, I cannot get my cardstock, I'm trying to make a birthday card and I'm on the go, but this mat is on its last leg, clean it with that baby wipe and simply something like this. Another thing you can use is your hair dryer to speed that up. Just don't get it too hot and definitely have your distance, and you can dry it down pretty fast that way as well. So we'll go ahead and get us a few more swipes here. And let's see where we're at. So we're still pretty wet. I can feel the moisture there. So let's go ahead and set this guy aside and we'll come back to it. All right, now we're moving on to the purple mat. So for this one, it's obviously the same type of stuff. Same things, I just wanna go ahead and move over because I'm actually gonna be using some sprays here. And then we're actually gonna take both mats to finish these out and do them the old fashioned way using the dish soap, which we'll get to here in just a bit. All right, so for this next one, this is a brand new one that I'm showing you guys whenever it comes comes to cleaning your Cricut mats. Like I said, definitely make sure you guys check out our other videos talking about, because I have another method in there that I really, really love as well whenever it comes to being more environmental friendly and easy on your hands. All right, so this one here is from a seventh generation. This is a disinfecting multi-purpose cleaner. Multi-purpose? And this needs cleaning, right? And this is multi-purpose. Sounds good to me. Now, the one thing I'm really excited about this one is it says it's no rinsing or wiping required, even on food and contact surfaces. That's crazy. So I'm hoping that I would be able to clean this in the craft room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 pieces of parchment paper underneath here, and then we're going to go ahead and try to clean this. Now, with this method here, you may want to have yourself a baby wipe. This one's the Clorox, but I'll grab another baby wipe if we need it in a minute, or maybe even just a, damp wash rag or something like that, something that's real gentle on it. But you're also going to need a squeegee. So when it comes to a squeegee that you're going to clean your Cricut mat with, you want one like this. So for example, the Cricut here, it has this very straight edge. It's very sharp, and it's not sharp obviously to the touch, but it's going to really help scrape off all that junk. And you could get these, and this is the XL, and you can definitely get them at a smaller. There's knockoff versions, if you will. I even want to say the Dollar Tree now has this one compared to this. This one's more of a chunkier edge here, so this is not going to scrape it as good as this one is here. So highly recommend you get one that has this edge. All right, so the next thing is you actually want to be able to just do this in the sink or in the kitchen area. And I was even going to bring my cookie sheet in here because I have a little bit of a bigger one just to kind of help us. And I had it in the dishwasher, so I thought, you know what, it's fine. So we are going to, because normally you wouldn't be cleaning this in the craft room, right? So for this one here, normally you would not obviously be doing this in the craft room, but I'm recording, I'm teaching, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one in the craft room, but this one, we'll take it to the kitchen sink here in just a bit. All right, so for this one here, let me go ahead and get a couple parchment papers down, and we're gonna be ready to go. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wanted to test something brand new today, so I'm hoping to bring something new for 2023. And I'm really excited about this one because, like I said, I don't have to rinse it in the sink or anything like that. So if you were in a hurry, you could definitely do this pretty quickly. Don't have to, go through all that kind of stuff. And if you did have a spot in the craft room, you had a little cookie sheet, you definitely could pull this off. Or if you're camping or whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and put it to the test today. I'm really excited about it. I hope it works good. Even if we do have to rinse it, it's definitely gonna be something that's more gentle on your hands than the Awesome Spray, like I said before. Okay, so here we go. So I've got it on the spray where it's gonna do something like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and spritz this guy. We're just gonna get it all over. Now, one thing is you can kind of let it set for just a second to kind of do its thing. And then the other thing is that we're going to take that scraper tool. So you're just going to go ahead and take that scraper. I really hope you guys are going to be able to pick this up. You guys are going to see all that junk kind of pulling together. I can already see that. And I'm going to kind of go from both directions just to make sure. Now, whenever I'm scraping this, I am not just going to town. I'm on top of that adhesive, if you will. I'm not trying to peel the adhesive off. So you don't want to really gouge your way across there, or you are going to take off that sticky layer. And I promise you, this is not hard. I know it seems like it's scary because you can pull that. I promise you, you would have to have a lot of force. You're just kind of floating on top of the surface there. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue to work my way around. So I'm just kind of scraping around here until I get this clean. And once again, I'm really kind of excited because I don't have to rinse this. This is just got to dry down. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to go across here. Everything's looking good, and there's actually a little puddle of liquid, if you will, that's kind of floating around. So I'm just going to kind of keep pushing it. But hopefully you guys can see this. I'm actually going to bring it up, so hopefully you guys can see that pile of junk there. Can you guys see that? Ugh. So much different fibers and lint along the way. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this top piece here. Hopefully you guys can see that little piece of red lint there. We're going to go ahead and get that moving. There we go. Perfect. Whoop. See, I knew I was going to get it on the table, and I definitely did. Okay, now whenever it comes to the end of this, I'm just going to use the baby wipe to wipe it up. All right, and that's looking pretty good. Perfect. So now I'm going to go over it. I want to use the baby wipe versus the Clorox because, once again, if I was trying to stay more environmental friendly or just, you know, more of a safer type of chemical, I'm definitely going to go ahead and stick with that baby wipe. So I'm just going to go over this and move all of this around. So now I'm just doing one final wipe down, just moving all of that liquid and wiping whatever's basically floating off the top. So hopefully you guys can see that there. I'm like, yuck. And then we're going to come right down here and wipe it off. All right, so I'm just wiping off any remaining, like I said. There we have it, perfect. So now, hopefully you guys can see, this looks a whole lot better than what it was. So now I'm gonna go ahead and dry this guy down. I'm just getting like a quick little bit of the first initial part of the liquid off, and I'm gonna set this guy aside so we can let it dry down. So once again, you guys can see that there, no stick whatsoever. My hand is not sticking. But once it dries down, it's gonna be good to go. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one dry down, and I'm gonna leave that so that way we can do some comparisons and stuff. So we are gonna finish this guy out. So we know that we did the baby wipe and then we did the Clorox. So now that that Clorox is dried down, hopefully you guys can kind of see that there. We've got that stick back and you can see perfectly fine. It literally feels brand new. Once again, hopefully you guys can see that difference there, but both of those are definitely dried down. I really think the Clorox side came out so much better than the baby wipe. I will say that the Clorox did take off quite a bit more than that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go finish it. So I'm gonna go work on this entire mat, but this time we're gonna use Dawn dish soap. So you guys know that this stuff they even use to wash some animals and stuff. So this is a lot safer on your hands as well. And it is one of those things, it's kind of like if you guys are familiar with cleaning your makeup brushes, you know, you've gotta do that on a schedule. You're gonna take them all over to the sink, you got your little mat, and you're gonna have your towel ready to lay those over. You can do that same method with this. Something that's really cool, if you guys have a clothes rack outside or over your bathtub, you could hang a string in there. You could definitely use clothespins, or you can get clips like this from the Dollar Tree and actually hang these up to dry. So you can do a whole thing. Say for example, on Sundays, I get all my extra mats that are ready for cleaning. I'm gonna take them over to the sink and I'm gonna wash it, because you guys are gonna see how easy this method is. And it's something that you guys always have on hand. You got dish soap, right? And really honestly, you can use whatever brand you have. It doesn't have to be Dawn like I'm using here. You guys can definitely use whatever brand you would like. All right, so let's go ahead and head on over to the sink. All right, so now that we're over here at the sink, we're just gonna go ahead and wet this down just a little bit, and then we're just gonna take a little bit of that Dawn dish soap, and then we're just going to be real gentle with our hands and kind of start rubbing that in. So we're just gonna kind of do that a little bit, then we're gonna go back in with that scraper that I recommend and really just kind of scrape all of those pieces off. So once we feel like we have had everything, we've went over everything, everything looks good, we're gonna do one final rinse, rubbing with our fingers and get everything off. Once again, being real gentle, nothing too aggressive to take off any sort of adhesive. We're going to sling off all of that extra water, and then we're gonna set it aside to dry. All right, so as you guys can see, this guy is super clean. I'm gonna bring it down here and hopefully you guys can see. You guys be the judge of this. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's perfect, and I'm actually even gonna bring it up here. I'm gonna bring it up here for a sec, so hopefully you guys can see that there. It came out perfect. This mat looks brand new, and as you can see, that stick, it's obviously, the stick here is back to normal. So you guys can see that everywhere. Perfect. You can do this over and over again. And if you guys can tell, hopefully you guys can tell, hopefully you guys see that bend. I've been using this for so long that going through the machine that this thing has bent right here. And it looks like a brand new mat. This is gonna save me a ton of money as well as you. And this is simply just using dish soap. It does not matter what brand of dish soap. And as you guys can see, I probably went with too much dish soap there. But you know, when you're working with the camera, you got everything there, you can make a mess. But what I actually did was once I rinsed this off in the sink, kind of, you know, getting whatever water that I could off like this, I had a canvas hand towel. So in my kitchen, I have these more canvas. They're not soft, they don't have any sort of lint on them. It's a lint-free towel, if you will. It's perfect because I laid it on there like this and I folded it over and patted this guy dry. And then of course did my whole fanning method, and this dried down so fast. But you could definitely get these in the bathtub and have like a pen, get those all done there. Now I will say, if you look at these two side by side, the blue one looks perfect compared to this one. I don't know if you guys are still picking it up or not, but I still have quite a bit of glitter here, and I can see just a little lint. So it is good. This one's finally dried down, so hopefully you guys can see this guy as well. It's got its stick back as well. So everywhere sticky, like brand new, but I can just still see some of the lint. Even though I can still see it, it's like brand new. That doesn't bother me. So if you want something that's quick, you don't have to rinse and go through all of that method, you could definitely use this one. Now, I'm also thinking that if we did this in the sink, and we actually did use the sink to kind of take this off like we did this one, I think that would still work in the sink as well to really get aggressive. But I want to say the best way that's going to be more cost effective is going to be your dish soap. Obviously, don't use as much as me. It's going to be your dish soap, because then you're not having to use and waste wipes or Clorox wipes or any of those kind of things. This is going to be more gentle on your hands. There's even that pink one. It's by Dawn, and it's sensitive. It's like supposed to be super gentle and soft on your hands. So you can definitely try that one as well. But as you guys can see here, like I said, it definitely did the job. So here's a few tips and tricks whenever it comes to saving your Cricut mats. Now, once again, if you guys have your favorite method, and if you guys do love Awesome, that's totally okay. I used it for years, but I just found where it was really harsh on my hands. You could definitely use it and use those rubber gloves if you wanted to, because it is $1 from the Dollar Tree, but technically you can even get the dish soap for $1. Well, $1.25 now. But that's just a few methods. Like I said, I've definitely shown a few more in other tutorials, so definitely make sure you guys check those out as well. And like I said, I know I've told you guys already, but give me your favorite ones down below. Or if there's something that you've been wanting to try, or you've seen someone else try something, or maybe there's something else you want me to put to the test to see if it actually works, let me know, and we're definitely willing to do that for you. So hopefully this saves you guys some cash, and you guys can go out and renew those mats. Quit buying those things and just definitely wash them. I remember when we started using the Cricut years ago, when it first came out, you had your very first, even the one that you took the cartridges with. The way that we would do our mats was we would actually re-stick them. So we would get an adhesive. One of them was in a pen. If you guys know what I'm talking about. And you would go over that entire mat. Now, I think some people probably still do that to even re-tack these. So once these guys have really worn down and you have no adhesive left, there is still methods like that to re-stick your mats. And there's even including a hack to where you could go on top of this with a transfer tape to prolong your mats as well. So we've done a video on that with some TikTok hacks, so definitely make sure you guys check that one out as well. Hope you guys have found this helpful. If you did, please hit that like button down below. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss any of our crafting tutorials.